Hi, welcome to another episode. Chris Awad couldn't be here this week, but my name is Amir Rascala and I'll be facilitating the discussion for today. So guys, the discussion for today is an important topic because a lot of us either experience this in the receiving end or in the giving end. And the topic that I'm going to be talking about today is bullying, okay? So in your opinion, guys, what would you guys define as a bully?
Well, from my point of view, a bully is someone who's like always harassing this person or picking on him for no reason, just because maybe a difference in size, like I'm bigger than someone else, or I'm stronger, or just like my social class is just higher.
Okay, picking on someone. What do you guys define as picking on someone?
Just like abuse in general, just like making them feel bad about themselves so you can feel better about yourself.
Okay, all right.
I think that bullying in general is really in any way making somebody feel less or making somebody feel down or feel worse about themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it could be for any reason. It could be because the person themselves is they're very self-conscious or something, so they would pick on someone else so their attention's off of themselves.
Okay, so is it physical or what? How does it go?
It could be anyway. It could just be on the internet. It could be physical.
Mhm.
There's a lot of ways it could happen now. You could be talking about them behind their backs. There's just a lot of stuff that
Mhm.
could make them feel bad about.
Okay, so what I'm getting from you guys is that the common denominator is the fact that you make a person feel a little less valued, or you make themselves feel like they're not worth as much. Okay, you decrease their confidence or whatnot. Okay, great. So can you guys remember a time where you've been bullied on and how that felt? Any you guys want to share?
Well, my name is Mina, so at least 10 times a day. Oh, is that a girl's name?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, in some countries, I think, some Asian countries probably.
Mhm.
I myself know 2 female Minas that are Asian, like they're, I think, Mandarin, whatever. And I know 1 Indian girl named Mina.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I see where they're coming from.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know millions of Minas from churches, of
Yeah.
course, that are male. But, yeah, so I get picked on about that all the time.
Wow, okay. And how did that make you feel?
It makes me feel, first, like, I don't care, because I know that there's a lot more like,
Yeah.
males named Mina. But also, it makes me feel like embarrassed. Like, you know, everybody's laughing, saying that I have a girl's name.
Mm.
I mean, that's something that's permanent. My name is
Yeah.
my name. You know?
Oh yeah. Within your names, because your names, it's like this really isn't you yourself because someone gave you that name. So, you know, it's like, you know what? It's not my fault. This name was given to me. How about something about you? Have you guys ever been picked on for who you are or why? You know, because you didn't do something or because you did something. Can any of you guys think of a time or no?
Well, it wasn't. I guess it was just because I go to church a lot. I don't get picked on. I don't get picked on because of that. It's just the fact that, you know, my friends are disappointed in me and like because they want to hang out on Fridays
Yeah.
and Sundays and stuff like that because that's when we have off.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really care because, you know, I'm going to church and I'm going to see my friends there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's so I can build a bond there forever actually. Because in school, I think church relationships are so much more important.
And has the thought ever crossed in your head like maybe I should skip out on?
Yeah, no, it has a lot.
Mhm.
Even when I was younger too, because they would invite me every day and I'd be like, no, I gotta go to church, and they'd be like, can't you skip it today? I'd be like, no, today's really important.
Yeah. All right. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm just gonna second what Mikey said about the whole church thing, like,
Uh-huh.
and with the retreats too. They're like, oh, you're going on a retreat for 3 days with like a whole bunch of guys. What's going on with that? And it's like, you know, sure, it's like it gets annoying after a point, but like I understand that I'm going to church, and like, you know, it's like it's more important than whatever they're gonna say. Like Mikey said, church like relationships are gonna go for all your life. You know, school relationship can go away when you go to college, or you know, something could happen. So it's more important.
But the question that I feel like we're kind of avoiding is, what if it's just by who we are? I mean, we're saying that it's my name, it's my going to church, I'm doing something great, and people don't understand it. But how about if somebody was picking on you because of the way you looked, or picked on you because of your size?
Yeah, I had like people always make fun of my weight and stuff, But I mean, the question is, how do I deal with it, or what do I do, or how do I feel? Of course, I feel less. I feel like a lower, like I feel bad about myself. But of course, I try to make a joke out of it. I try to calm it down,
like neutralize it with
play
a
it
bunch
off.
of
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank God it's not permanent, but I'm just a little bit on the short side.
Just a bit.
A little bit. And a lot of people make fun of me because some people in school are like practically twice my size. So they push me around sometimes, and they call me small, short, whatever. But it doesn't bother me because I'm gonna be taller someday.
Someday, yeah.
Someday.
So, how about, have you guys ever been made fun of by your own friends? Like your own group of friends? Like, I remember when I was growing up, this happened to me a lot, where like the people that I considered to be my own friends, a lot of times we would be picking on each other, and sometimes feelings would get hurt. Have there ever been situations where that happened?
Well, sometimes a joke, like, it'll continue happening as a joke, but that person really gets affected and doesn't really show it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Mina, it bothered him, but he'll just play it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not really bullying, though. Like, always, from my point of view, I don't really think that's bullying. I think oversharing is, like, just, like, stuff that happened that we didn't really like.
Okay. But what?
Like, from my point of view, bullying is, like, actual, like, non-verbal.
Like physical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting pushed around.
But what did we define as bullying in the beginning? What did we all agree upon?
Mental, social.
That made you what? That made you, that made you feel less about yourself, right? Okay. So let's move on to a different question. Can you share a time where you bullied someone? Okay, and from that question, why do you think you did it?
We actually, all of us, I think, used to bully some kid in our church.
Okay.
And it was because, like, I think it made us feel better that we had someone that we could make fun of, all of us together, and, like, it made us feel like we were superior, I guess.
Okay.
So, like, we would all gather together and make fun of somebody, but obviously it made them feel bad. So.
Okay.
Sometimes, like, we get in these group jokes, like what I was saying before. Like, if we see everybody's laughing about this one thing, like, we just end up ganging that person. We might not even notice, like, we're just joking around with them. Like, for example, there's one person, like, most of us know, he has a square head.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
His head is square. So we just end up, like, joking around with him all the time.
But my question to you guys is, okay, Pavli, he talked about a good point. He said it made us feel better about ourselves. Why do you think we need that sometimes?
Say I'm insecure about the shape of my head, so I go and I insult this kid with a square head, and I'm just like, oh, blah blah blah. He's worse off than me, so why should I feel bad about myself? And when he's affected by that, you're like, oh, so it's true. So I shouldn't feel bad about myself, and then you feel better about
I think it also has to do with that you belong to something. Like, since all of you belong to the group of making fun of him, you all feel like really close, and you have that good feeling that like you belong to that group, you know, and it feels good.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're right. All right. So, ultimately, why do you guys think bullies exist?
Like, from what's happening right now, like, what we're sharing is that it's just a joke that's hurting somebody and we're not noticing it, at least at the moment. But in reality, like, from my point of view, if it's like a nonverbal bully, it's happening because there's something in his life that he's trying to cover up with, like something he's trying to hide. Like, I don't have an example, but like, it's just something like.
So let's say, maybe he gets bullied at home.
Yeah.
Maybe his big brothers are bullying him, or maybe his dad or his mom are bullying him, or he feels really worthless. So what? He just takes it out on someone else. Okay, cool.
I think it's just because in general people are different and they have just different lives, and all of their everybody's situation is different. So people with better situations or even worse situations can just try to bully people, I guess, with other situations.
What's it called? People bully people because of, like, we've not said something's wrong. Like, if something, let's say I get bullied in school. When I come to church, I'm gonna bully someone at church. If I'm like bigger there. So it's like if something's wrong somewhere else, you try to make it better in another place. Like if you're having a good day, you're not gonna bully anybody. If you're having a bad day, you're gonna do something to make your day better.
Wow.
And if it's picking on someone else.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. So, with that in mind, and knowing where this is stemming from, okay, if we saw this happening, okay, we obviously know not to do this ourselves, right? Because we've just discussed it, and we obviously see like the horrible like effects it could have that happened to us, or the things that affected people we did this to. So my question is, if you saw this happening to someone else, like really, realistically, if you saw someone getting bullied, what would you yourself do? If you saw a bunch of people just making fun of.
I think it depends on who the person is.
Okay.
I mean, I was trying to think of what I would do, and I mean, if it's somebody that I don't like, then maybe I would just leave them and I would say anything. But if it was somebody like close, like all of us like are really close, if it was somebody in this group that was actually getting bullied, it depends. If it was a joke, then I might join in. But if it was something like mean and they were actually like getting offended, then I'd probably help them.
Okay.
Yeah, like Mina said, when it's physical, whether he's my friend or not, sometimes I'll see it on the street and I'll just break it up. Or I'll try to at least. But if it's like a joke, unless like it's really like meaningful, like they're really getting to him, either I'll just like joke around too, or just like whatever.
Okay.
I think I might step in, like yo, step off, or I might like recoil with like another joke at that person, and they can be like, whoa, and then we'll step off like that.
Okay.
You know, just make them feel like get a taste of their own medicine, like not like abuse them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just show them like what you're doing is wrong, dude, and step off. Like
Okay. Good. So I hope throughout this whole discussion we really like learned about the effects that bullying could have on people, and that bullying, regardless of where it's coming from, is wrong. And since we, as Christians, as Christian youth, we have a responsibility to our brothers and sisters, as well as people that we're around constantly, either in church or in school or just on the street, to go and try, in a safe context, of course, to try and protect those who need protecting, and to defend those and to be a voice for those who have no voice, and to love those who aren't being loved, who are usually the bullies themselves. I hope we learned a lot today, and we hope to see you next week.